The McKale Center in Tucson, Arizona. Second round action in the West. Our first game. Third-seeded Oklahoma against sixth-seeded Purdue. And the bracket here in the West, Purdue, Oklahoma, the winner will advance to face the winner of Gonzaga and St. John's. A look quickly at the starting lineups for Purdue. Cornell, Cunningham in the backcourt, McQuay, Robinson, Cardinal in the front court. For Oklahoma, Raymond, Price, Johnson, Stone, and Nahara. Gus Johnson, Dan Bonner with you. What do you think when you look at this game from the very beginning?
Two tough teams, tenacious teams with a couple of tough guys. This ought to be like a heavyweight championship fight.
And Purdue controls the tap.
Man-to-man defense for Oklahoma.
Now Cornell. Inside, Robinson turns, feeds. Purdue off to a good start. Greg McQuay rather, with the jam.
Man-to-man defense for Purdue, and the quickness of the Oklahoma guards may present some problems for the Boilermakers out front. Inside,
Johnson feeds Nahara. Back to Johnson. He missed the short layup. Now Cunningham along with Cardinal, rise and fire.
Cardinal hit the big three that was the clincher in the win in the first round over Dayton.
And a foul up top. Carson Cunningham tripping up Hollis Price. Gus Johnson along with Dan Bonner. Talk about this game and what you expect to see early.
I expect that we're going to see Cardinal and Nahara really going at one another, but one of the big issues is going to be the guard play. Oklahoma doesn't get enough credit for their guard play. Outstanding three-point shooters, and when Oklahoma wins, these guys, including Nolan Johnson, generally play very well.
Nolan Johnson, a junior from Brooklyn, New York. Ties the game up at 2 apiece. Backdoor, Mike Robinson leans in. Oh my! Tough shot. Mike Robinson.
Tough doesn't begin to describe that, Gus.
Robinson, a senior, the pride of Peoria, Illinois.
Robinson, of course, an outstanding offensive rebounder. Oklahoma's going to have to keep him off the board.
Nahara comes up short. McQuay with the rebound. Now Cornell in transition. Cardinal. Nice fake, double clutch. Rinzai Stone rips it down.
That Nahara Cardinal matchup is going to be fun to watch all day long.
Raymond had 4 threes. And in the first round, misses his first shot. Now Cunningham for 3. And a whistle.
We talked about Mike Robinson and his importance to the Purdue basketball team. His quickness there along the baseline. He's got a couple of inches on Nolan Johnson. He'll have to use that, particularly going to the offensive boards. Nice play for the Boilermakers.
Cardinal called for his first foul. Now, those of you expecting to see Auburn, Iowa State, Wisconsin, Arizona will get you out to those games before they tip. Inside McQuay. And a foul.
Purdue not noted as a team that runs the ball up and down the court, but Cunningham took advantage of an opening there in the transition game. Gene Katie.
He has to be 20th year.
And you talk about a team taking the personality of its coach. We've talked about this Purdue squad as a tough team, but tough teams are typical of Gene Katie throughout his 20 years at Purdue.
First free throw good for McQuay. Kelvin Sampson, 6 years at Oklahoma, and he's led the Sooners into the tournament 6 straight seasons. They're looking for their 2nd straight Sweet 16 appearance. .17:35 to go in the first half of play. Purdue leads Oklahoma 5-2.
And Oklahoma, in games they win, and they've won 27 times this year, they tend to shoot the ball very well. When they lose, they don't shoot it very well. So Oklahoma struggles shooting the ball here early. Not a good indication for Kelvin Sampson Sr.
Oklahoma coming off a 74-50 win over Winthrop. Big game for the guards, who combined for 36 points. Heskett, Price, and Raymond. Now Johnson. One-on-one.
Oh, my.
Crossover dribble. Tipped up and in by Nahara. And Nahara had a quiet game against Winthrop. He averages 18, only had 10, but expect him to be more present on the offensive end today.
Particularly with the guards able to create penetration, the defense has to come, and nobody's available to block out Nahara.
And the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Purdue. Second turnover.
Well, certainly Oklahoma is much more than Nahara. You better find Eduardo Nahara, particularly around the basket. That time, nobody blocked him out. He was able to step to the basket, tip it in. You mentioned, Gus, the leading scorer for Oklahoma. He's also the leading rebounder. He leads them in steals as well.
Now Price, the freshman from New Orleans, along with Johnson, Raymond, popping out on the corner. Nahara in the low post.
And McQuay matched up against him, and Nahara is a guy who doesn't mind bulling his way to the basket.
Renzai Stone to Johnson, 13-footer short, and over the back foul on Nolan Johnson.
A break there for the Purdue Boilermakers. One of the things that has to concern Gene Cady early is Oklahoma doing whatever they want to on the offensive boards. Purdue is going to have to block out.
Purdue coming off a 62-61 win over Dayton in the first round. Cardinal had 18 points and 8 rebounds. Jerron Cornell with 13 as Purdue shot 10 of 23 from the three-point line, but they turn it over here. Oklahoma with numbers. Price, feline quickness to the basket. And this young man has started 19 of the past 20, and he's playing excellent basketball for Coach Sampson.
And he got a reaction from Gene Cady. He just froze Cunningham with a look and then used that quickness to get to the basket easily.
Cardinal and Renzai Stone with the board. Here's Price. Jump stop. Bring it up.
That's the quickness in the backcourt that we talked about. Oklahoma not really a transition team either, but they would like to get out and get some easy baskets against Purdue. They're on a 6-0 run.
Cornell, second leading scorer, has to get off to a better start today. Robinson across the lane. Cardinal, nice extra pass. Jam McQuay. Citizen Payne making things happen early. And the Sooners lead by 1.
Mike Robinson got that all started inside. Robinson very effective close to the basket. 3 guys from Oklahoma went to guard Mike Robinson.
Inside, knocked away.
There he is again.
Purdue, Robinson to the cup. Offhand layup. And he blew it. Here come the Sooners. Price again. And he double dribbled. Great pace to start this one. 14:55 to go. Oklahoma by 1. Oklahoma by 1. Here's Beth Moen.
Thanks, Gus. Eduardo Nahara hurt his left hand in their first-round win over Winthrop, and yesterday had to go get some x-rays taken. They turned out to reveal no fractures, just a bruise. And according to the OU medical staff, Gus, when it comes to Eduardo Nahara, pain is only an opinion, and winning is the best medicine.
Battle scars. And don't forget, those of you expecting to see Wisconsin, Arizona, will get you after that game shortly.
And Nahara said that he had the same injury just prior to the Texas Tech game in late January, and he went out and scored 20 points and had 13 rebounds. That's
very tough kid.
Not a very optimistic way to view an injury. Man-to-man defense for Oklahoma. They try to disguise it as a zone.
Carson Cunningham, hesitation, picks up the dribble. Nice kick out, Cardinal. Short.
What a good outlet pass.
Now Raymond jump stop for 3. And McQuay with the rebound.
Neither team has hit a three-point basket in this game. Purdue 0 for 3, Oklahoma 0 for 4. Each team made 10 three-pointers in their victories on Thursday. I think the three-point shot is going to be an important element.
This young man has to play well. Jerron Cornell with the ball. First shot off the side rim. Avila with the rebound.
Jerron Cornell was on a 3 for 18 shooting slump coming into the NCAA tournament. Played poorly in the first half on Thursday, but had a great second half.
Inside, Nahara, nice seal.
Oklahoma's man-to-man offense, a lot of screens, a lot of cuts, a lot of movement without the ball. You won't see them attacking off the dribble early in the shot clock. You've got to keep Nahara away from the ball.
He has 4. Now Mike Robinson posting up. Here's a double. Nice deal again!
And And as a foul called, McKale has been a factor. Oklahoma's defense really tries hard to help and recover, and penetration can break down any defense, particularly one that plays in that manner. Robinson draws to help. Victor Avila is right in the middle of your screen, and he comes to help, doesn't get there in time. When you're coming to help from the baseline like that, you've got to get over to help before the offensive player can make the turn. Avila was late, and as a result, McKale scores 2, but misses the free throw.
10-9. Oklahoma leads Purdue, approaching the 13-minute mark of the first half of play. Hollis Price guarded by Cunningham, along with Johnson, Avila, Nahara, and Kelly Newton in the game. He wears number 20.
McKale is matched up against Nahara, and Purdue likes to defend the post by playing in front of guys.
Nahara, short, loose ball. Nice play, Jerron Cornell. Get a complete game coverage with real-time desktop scoring in the Game Center. For the fastest coverage online, just click on March Mayhem at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline. 10-9, Oklahoma on top of Purdue. McKale with 7 points to start this game. The rest of the team only 2.
And we're going to get an offensive foul, an illegal screen on Chad Kirchhoff. He's generally the defensive stopper for Gene Katie, but Kirchhoff scored 2 3-point field goals in the win over Dayton and was a big offensive factor off the bench.
Third team foul against the Boilers. Now Price.
McKale only averages 8 points a game, so he's almost to his average. Oklahoma, I think, has decided they're going to try to slough off of him a little bit.
Newton down the lane, he's fouled. Nice curl by Kelly Newton, who's a 3-point specialist, but drove the ball to the basket there and draws the foul.
I think that surprised Purdue a little bit. Newton not necessarily all that quick. He tore up his knee last year and missed the season. More noted as a catch-and-shoot kind of guy.
Here's Newton for 3. And it's saved from going out of bounds by Johnson.
Another opportunity for the Sooners. They're doing a great job on the offensive boards.
Oklahoma up 10-9. Nahara.
Nahara likes to take and drive the ball to the basket. He's got to watch out for foul trouble because Purdue likes to step in and take charges.
Johnson, 12 to shoot, carries the ball. That's that crossover dribble the kids are doing now. Didn't work, though, for Oklahoma. Let's take a look at our data bank, and Oklahoma, they've been knocked out of the tournament by Big Ten teams the last 2 years, Indiana and Michigan State, but Indiana losing to Pepperdine yesterday.
And Michigan State advancing this afternoon with a win over Utah. So the Big Ten, with the exception of the Indiana Hoosiers, having a pretty good tournament.
Don't forget, for those of you, once again, looking for the Wisconsin-Arizona game, we'll get you out there shortly. 10-9 the score. OU leading Purdue.
Kind of the type of game we expected. Each team really playing the other one tough on the defensive end. And Cornell, his offense is going to be extremely important for Purdue this afternoon.
First basket of the game for Jerron Cornell, the young man from South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going to Notre Dame, but changed his mind, came to Purdue. Inside, Avila stripped away by Mike Robinson.
Good defense inside by Cardinal to disrupt that whole thing.
Cornell again, nice ball fake, off the dribble! And the rebound, Avila.
Cornell not really noted as a dribble kind of guy, more of a catch-and-shoot player. Creates problems for himself sometimes when he does try to dribble and wasn't able to finish right there. Cardinal really going at it with Avila inside. Purdue trying to play in front of the guys down low, and Oklahoma needs to reverse the ball from one side to the other to free those guys inside.
7 to shoot. Nahara from deep. And the loose ball picked up by Oklahoma. And they get a new 35.
And Eduardo Nahara telling everybody what he wants them to do. And I tell you what, if Eduardo told me, I'd pay attention.
Price tipped out, snatched down by Cornell.
Probably Eduardo told him to make it, don't you think, Gus?
Probably. Now Cardinal, who's been quiet, to Rodney Smith in the corner. Smith, drop step, extra dip. Baby jumper is short.
A lot of one-on-one for Purdue on the offensive end.
Johnson, Cardinal, diving on the floor and out of bounds. And Purdue will get it back. They say Oklahoma stepped on the baseline.
No, the referee just pointed the wrong way, Gus. It's white ball.
So Bryant Cardinal, known for his floor burns, known for taking charges, giving 100% on the floor all the time. That's why he wears those knee pads.
Kelvin Sampson had a good line yesterday. He said, you know, when a guy wears knee pads, it tells you something about what he has in mind.
No question. Price. Raymond. In the corner, Raymond. High pick and roll, hesitation. Knocked away. Nahara with 12 to shoot. Inside, Stone and one.
Let's see who they got with the foul. Oklahoma doing a great job that time, moving the ball from side to side. Inside play, and Stone with the basket.
.9:32 to go in the first half of play. Oklahoma leading Purdue 12-11. Oklahoma's a number 3, Purdue a number 6. And Bryant Cardinal has just picked up his second foul as Rinsai Stone misses the free throw.
And this has been the type of game that we expected. Both teams really getting after it on the defensive end of the court. Neither team has made a three-point basket in the game.
Maynard Lewis in the game along with Smith, Cardinal, Cunningham, and Allison. They swing it. Skip pass, Cardinal deep in the corner. Smith with the offensive rebound. Allison and one. John Allison, the sophomore from New Palestine, Indiana.
And a great job by Purdue to get the ball inside to Allison. Allison at 6'11". Raymond only about 6'2". Great job by Smith to keep his pivot foot, and Allison powers the ball up to the basket. Allison, a young man who added 15 pounds of muscle to his frame with the summer weightlifting program, and it helped him right there carry the ball up over J.R. Raymond.
Adds the free throw. Only plays about 8 minutes a game, but he gives Purdue a 2-point lead.
He's going to have to play some more valuable minutes than that, Gus, with Cardinal, those 2 personal fouls.
Tim Heskett, who had 4 threes against Winthrop. 12 points. Now Price off the dribble, dumps it down. A foul coming up on Purdue.
Foul is going to be against McQuay on the inside. We talked about the quickness of the Oklahoma guards, and they're showing you their ability to get to the basket and create problems for the Purdue defense.
So Rinsai Stone at the free throw line, a senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sunday on 60 Minutes, who are the new masters on the net? The internet, that is. They're taking the cyber world by storm. And why is the mayor of one of the world's hottest vacation spots giving visitors the cold shoulder? The answer is Sunday on 60 Minutes.
Stone has now missed 3 consecutive free throws. He's only a 53% free throw shooter on the year. Cardinal, who is now on the bench, 0 for 5 from the field today.
Lewis curls around the screen and hits.
Better offense that time by Purdue, moving the ball. They have tended to get in trouble in this game when they've had 1 pass and a shot.
Largest lead of the game for the Boilers. 16-12. Heskett from deep. And Maynard Lewis with the rebound.
Still haven't had a 3-point basket scored in this game.
Now Cunningham, the lob. Smith on the opposite side for the lay-in. Timeout OU. 7-0 run for the Boilermakers. They lead 18-12. The game summary, neither team shooting the ball well, especially from the three-point line.
And Gus, I think that is a bigger problem for Oklahoma, who relies a little bit more heavily on the three-point basket than for Purdue. We talked about this being a tough matchup. That's what it's been. Each team really getting after the other on defense. Kelvin Sampson upset with his team getting back on defense. That's why that timeout was called.
So here comes OU. Price along with Nahara, Raymond, Avila, and Nolan Johnson. Raymond on the wing, guarded by Maynard Lewis.
Man-to-man for Purdue. Allison really fighting Avila down inside.
Price elevates and hits. A freshman, folks.
And what a nice game he's got, Gus. He's shown us the ability to shoot it from outside, to drift inside and score, to score off the dribble.
On the Big 12 all-freshman team. And Price with 6 points. 4-point lead for Purdue. Cunningham off the dribble. And it's ripped down by Lewis. Ball kept alive inside by Rodney Smith. Smith. Allison. Out of bounds, we stay right here. 6:50 to go in the first half of play. 4-point game.
Special K, Clark Kellogg in New York. 18-14, Purdue in the lead. We'll get you back to Tucson after we check out first what's going on in Salt Lake City, where the Wisconsin Badgers are taking on the top seed Arizona Wildcats. This game just underway. Clark, in their last outing, Wisconsin had an offensive explosion, and you know that Dick Bennett can't count on that every time out.
He certainly hasn't been able to count on that all season long. That's been their biggest problem. You know they aren't going to turn the ball over typically. You know they're going to defend and rebound well. What you don't know is how well are they going to shoot it. They erupted the other night. That's why they're still alive. You would think Arizona would try to pick up the pace and make sure that they get high-quality shots to make it a transition game as best they can.
How different will the styles be in this game?
Very much, very different. Wisconsin doesn't necessarily want to milk and maximize the clock. It just takes them a while to get good shots. Arizona, on the other hand, will be a lot quicker to push it ahead and try to score in the open court.
Don't you love those guys who've never seen a shot that they didn't like? In Minneapolis, Auburn's Tigers and the Iowa State Cyclones, 15-14. Auburn in the lead here, and well, the idea for Auburn is to stop Marcus Fizer.
And so far, so good. He's 0 of 4 from the field. He's made 2 points, both from the foul line. And Auburn doing a nice job shooting the ball, Greg. They've made 7 of their 12 field goal attempts. Neither team yet to knock down the triple.
Auburn's Damian Fishback limped off the court early in this game with a slight sprain to the ankle, but he is expected to return.
And what they're doing with Marcus Fizer, they're trying to front him in the post. If they don't front him, then they're trying to front him because Mamadou Ndiaye is an excellent shot blocker, and he can kind of roam the lane and cover the paint area if they confront Fizer down in the low post.
We'll keep an eye on this game as well. Meanwhile, let's get you back to the West Region action in Tucson, Purdue and Oklahoma. And let's rejoin Gus Johnson and Dan Bonner.
5:54 to go in the first half of play. Purdue up 18-14. Boilers with their best player on the bench with 2 fouls, Brian Cardinal. Nice pass for Cunningham, the floater.
Cardinals on the bench in foul trouble, but I'll tell you what, now Rodney Smith is in the game, but Allison came in the game. They've done a nice job, and they've been keeping Nahara out of the game. Neither Nahara or Johnson really have been a factor thus far.
Nahara with only 4 points.
He has not handled the ball very much for Oklahoma.
15 to shoot. Nahara blocked by Cunningham. 10 to shoot now for OU. I don't know if Johnson knows how much time is on the clock. Now he takes a look to the basket. Big hop and count it. What a play.
He has got the quickness to get to the basket and then the strength to get the ball in the goal. Excellent move against a fine defender in Mike Robinson.
The young man from Boys and Girls High School in Brooklyn, New York, home of Pearl Washington. And a foul up top by Raymond. His third, J.R. Raymond.
And here's some other guys around the country who've had great games today. Kentucky out Preston Shumpert with 12 points, and Stromile Swift of LSU as they knock out the Texas Longhorns. And Michigan State struggled for a while with Utah. but just too much in the end.
So Raymond with 3. He's on the sideline now. And Carson Cunningham at the free throw line, and he misses the first. A rare miss for Carson.
He's a guy who needs to get the points from the free throw line. He's going to have a hard time penetrating to the basket against these quick guards.
He shoots 81%. Price, Nahara, leans in, and air ball.
That's a great rebound by Cornell. Purdue starting to assert its strength on the boards.
McQuay, and air ball. Now Price in a hurry. Nahara. Reach-in foul on Allison.
People talk an awful lot about Nahara's strength inside, and at 6'8", 240, he is very strong inside, but he's also very quick off the dribble. Allison just doesn't move his feet quickly enough to prevent Nahara from going around.
Second foul on Allison. And Nahara, 2 of 7 from the field. 4 points. First team all Big 12. Young man from Chihuahua, Mexico, started at OU, did not speak English. And he misses the first free throw.
Oklahoma now struggling from the free throw line. A poor shooting performance thus far in the first half by the Sooners.
And a foul called on Robinson, offensive foul, pushing off with the off arm.
These are two teams that are just not going to back off from one another 1 inch. If you try to get position, the other team is going to try to deny you position.
So Nolan Johnson steps to the free throw line. Junior college transfer, played at Kilgore Junior College. Gets the first to go. Beginning Tuesday, April 4th. CBS presents an extraordinary television event, Falcone. The FBI's best agent is undercover in the mob. Now, working for a crime family could mean losing his own. Jason Gedrick stars as Falcone. Don't miss this compelling new drama coming to CBS Tuesday, April 4th. Both free throws good. Nolan Johnson has 6 points. 20-18 Purdue. Biggest lead of the game has been 4 points, make it 6 points for the Boilers.
Oklahoma really trying to turn up the tempo in the man-to-man defense. Great pressure thus far.
Cornell. Smith. How about that?
Smith is a guy who's capable of going out there and hitting the three-point shot. Almost 50% from out there, 47% on the year. That's the first three-point basket in this game.
Great denial defense by Smith.
He plays hard when he goes in the ballgame.
Jamil Haywood in the game. In the corner, Nahara finally got one to fall from the perimeter, and a foul inside against Purdue.
And an opportunity for a 4-point trip for the Oklahoma Sooners, and they needed that. Jerron Cornell trying to block out inside, and Gene Cady very upset with the call, but Jerron Cornell is right at the free throw line. As he drops down inside, the ball goes up, he takes that hand around and knocks him to the ground, and Newton is going to get a chance to go to the line.
And Newton, 77% free throw shooter. The junior from Kansas City, Kansas, tore his ACL last year, was expected to be a starter, but has had to work his way into the lineup slowly.
One of the problems that he's had is a gentleman who's standing behind him right now, Hollis Price, who's so quick and so good with the basketball. And Newton has done a great job for Oklahoma, providing some offensive spark coming off the bench. He's the highest percentage three-point shooter on this team.
Both free throws good. 3:11 to go, first half of play. 23-22. In trouble, these are the lawyers you want on your side. See for yourself what everyone is talking about. Catch an all-new episode of Family Law Monday on CBS. Tucson, Arizona, second round action here in the West. Purdue leading Oklahoma 23-22.
And it has been an intense defensive battle. Kelvin Sampson's troops not able to impose their backcourt quickness on the Purdue Boilermakers. Nahara has not been a big factor in the game. One of the keys, Brian Cardinal on the bench with 2 personal fouls, and he has been there a while in this first half.
Cunningham, Smith, Lewis, McQuay, and Mike Robinson, who catches top of the key. Robinson wheeling inside, the leaner, short. And the rebound, Nolan Johnson.
Johnson did a nice job preventing Robinson from getting as close to the basket as Robinson was trying to go.
Price on the right wing. Johnson spins. Great play.
Purdue doing such a good job denying the ball on one side of the court. When Oklahoma has been able to reverse it to the other side, they can get the pass inside or attack off the dribble, which is what Johnson did on that occasion.
And Oklahoma on a 6-0 run, they take a 1-point lead.
Johnson doing a great job keeping the ball away from Mike Robinson, and with Cardinal on the bench, Purdue really struggling to find somebody to give him some offense.
McQuay, Smith, air ball. Here come the Sooners on the break. Nahara trailing. Price leans in. This young fella, folks, Hollis Price, out of St. Augustine in New Orleans, he can play the game. .154 to go in the first half of play. And Gene Cady giving his Boilermakers an earful. Now, don't forget, coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg will give you an earful. They will get you updated on all the tournament news, all the scores and highlights, plus a live look at all the action going on in the NCAA tournament. That's all coming up on Pennzoil at the half.
Brian Cardinal is on the bench with 2 fouls. Jerron Cornell is on the bench for Gene Cady. The best scorer, Mike Robinson, has been really defended very well.
12-3 run for OU and a steal. Nahara ahead of the pack. Jam with the right hand.
Gene Cady's just hoping his team can get to halftime alive.
And another steal, but a foul. Haywood.
Purdue trying to get the ball inside, but Nahara steals the pass. Not a good pass by Mike Robinson, and Nahara, what speed he's got coming down the court. He beats Mike Robinson, who's no slouch, running up and down.
So McQuay at the free throw line. Young man from Gary, Indiana, has had a great first half. 7 points. First free throw good.
Comes in only a 49% free throw shooter, and that was a point that Purdue really desperately needed.
2 of 4, though, in the first half of play for McQuay, whose brother, Gary, is a former player for the Purdue Boilermakers. The free throw short, and the smallest man on the floor comes up with the rebound. Hollis Price.
Price has really had a fine first half. 8 points, couple of those in transition.
Nahara leans in. 10 points for the 3rd-team All-America.
6 of them coming during this recent Oklahoma run, as Nahara's done a great job getting position inside. With some ball reversal, Oklahoma's been able to find him.
Now McQuay backing down. Maynard out of bounds. Last cut by the Boilers. Purdue coming unhinged here as they turn it over for the 8th time.
That quickness in the backcourt of Oklahoma, and Brian Cardinal being on the bench in foul trouble.
You don't want him to get his 3rd. Wise decision by Gene Cady.
But his teammates have to do the job staying in the game, so the race isn't lost by the time he's able to get back into it.
And an offensive foul. I believe it's Haywood setting a screen. His 2nd. So with 38.5 to go in the first half of play, Purdue has led the game by as many as 6, but a furious run by Oklahoma. 12-1. And they lead 30-24. Carson Cunningham with an opportunity to get the Boilermakers a little closer. First free throw good, and he learned how to shoot free throws growing up in southern Indiana. It's called the Virgil Sweet free throw shooting method. Former coach at Valpo.
That's the way they teach the kids in southern Indiana to shoot free throws. And he's pretty effective with it, 80%.
Iowa State leading Auburn. Wisconsin leading #1 Arizona.
Wisconsin plays that tempo game that's very difficult to deal with.
Steal by Cunningham. Here come the Boilermakers. Nice bounce pass. Maynard, pump fake, count it. And with 20 seconds to go, Oklahoma leads by only 2.
And it's the defense that has brought Purdue back. Cunningham just stripping the ball from the freshman guard.
Nahara.
Shows you how good he is. He can talk to the referee while he's playing.
Nahara, 4 to shoot. Nahara for 3. Off the back rim, no good. And that's the end of the first half of play. Very entertaining, Dan Bonner. A 2-point halftime game.
For the most part, the first half, an intense defensive battle. Kelvin Sampson arguing, thinks that Nahara was fouled as he tried to move and maneuver with the basketball.
Now let's join Beth Mowens with Coach Sampson.
Well, Coach, what kind of adjustments do you need to make here for the second half?
Play smarter. You know, it's a simple game, Beth. When you have the basketball, it's really important that you take care of it. Other than I think we're playing good defense. Our defensive rebounding picked up toward the end, so, you know, get our intensity level back up, play smarter on offense.
Thanks, Coach. Gus?
That's the end of the first half with the score Oklahoma on top of Purdue 30-28. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA basketball championship will continue after this message.
Playing in Minneapolis and Salt Lake City, and we'll take you there live momentarily.
CBS Sports presents Pennzoil at the Half, sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pennzoil at the Half. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg. We're at halftime of the game in Tucson where the Boilermakers trail the Oklahoma Sooners by 2, 30-28. Kelvin Sampson's probably saying, you know, we're in great shape, we're leading, and we haven't hit a three-pointer all day.
And that's a big part of what they do offensively is knock down the three-point shot. Because of Purdue turnovers, though, they've been able to get out in transition and take advantage of some open space.
All right, Clark. Meanwhile, in Minneapolis, Auburn and Iowa State are doing battle in the Midwest. It's a 32-32 tie as they wind down the first half. Let's take you to the Metrodome in Minneapolis and join the action live. Vern Lundquist and Bill Rafter.
The All-American Marcus Fizer has just picked up his second foul in the first half, sending Mamadou Ndiaye to the line. In a tie game, 32 all, 47.9 to go first half.
And Vern, it's been just terrific defense by Auburn. A little matchup look. They'll trail cutters. They'll contain on the defensive end the penetration of Iowa State and then identify Fizer. Once they identify him, they get a front and back on him, and it's been very hard for him. And I think emotionally, he has to just relax a little. Take a deep breath. It's gone smoothly. Once in a while, it isn't the way you want it, so don't fight it.
Martin Rancic takes his place for the final 45 seconds. Fizer 1 of 7 from the field, and showing that frustration in some glances he's exchanging with the officiating crew.
Yeah, they're not love looks, are they?
No, not at all. Up and under, Stevie Johnson short. Here comes Auburn with a chance to add to their 1-point lead, and they will play for the final shot in the first half. Larry Eustace yelling at his troops, don't foul.
Got to go now. Run your play. And we're going to do a dribble drive.
Robinson. Nope. Hurd. Out of bounds off Tinsley. 3.3 to go.
And Vern, how often do you end up with shots like that when you're holding for one? Instead of getting into the rhythm of the game, you don't have to score or shoot it, but run your stuff, and then you might end late with a good shot.
Jamison Brewer is going to come on the floor now to make the inbounds pass. He replaces Marquis Daniel. And it's taken away, stolen by Nurse. And we have reached the end of the first half.
You know, Larry Eustace is going to feel the same way Kelvin Sampson is feeling. Marcus Fizer not having one of his premier nights, yet his Iowa State Cyclones are right there. They trail by 1, 33-32. In Salt Lake City in the West region, the Wisconsin Badgers with a 24-17 lead on the top seed in the West, the Arizona Wildcats. Let's go there live and join Craig Bolerjack and Barry Booker.
Wright grabs a miss from Arenas here in Salt Lake City, the #1 seed. Arizona Wildcats trailing the 8 seed Wisconsin Badgers. Wessel, reverse, couldn't get it to go. Davis climbs up.
Wisconsin.
Javon Davis, 5'10", he got up.
Wisconsin doing a great job with defense. They forced 6 turnovers, and they're shooting an outstanding percentage, 50% from the field so far to have this lead.
Well, Wisconsin defensively, that's their stamp. They play D relentlessly, and that's been the story so far here in Salt Lake City. 2 ties, 1 lead change. Vershaw with 7. Arenas really saving Arizona right now with 10 points. They have not been able to hit the 3. Delaney, he'll try the 3 ball, too strong. Bodies bang, no whistle, and the rebound goes out to Anderson of Arizona.
Wisconsin not a 3-point shooting ball club, but they have 3 3-point field goals so far this afternoon.
Right in traffic, they're going to jump it. And possession arrow goes.
So Dick Bennett and the Badgers with a 24-17 lead, 6:40 to play in the first half. Action still to come this evening here on CBS out west. #2 St. John's against Gonzaga. #6 UCLA versus #3 Maryland in the Midwest. We'll take a timeout. Thank you for joining us here on Pennzoil at the half. We'll send you back to Tucson for the second half right after this.
Pennzoil at the half has been sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Halftime, Oklahoma up by 2. We'll return to Tucson, Arizona after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
The NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Chevrolet Trucks, Agilent Technologies, Bud Light, and by NASDAQ.
Welcome back to Tucson. Oklahoma leads Purdue 30-28 at halftime. Moments ago, Beth Mowens spoke to Gene Katie.
Coach, without Brian in the first half, you were able to stay close. What will you need from him in the second?
Well, we got to hit some baskets, and I thought we did pretty well coming back there at the last minute and a half, and both of our leading scorers have got 2 points together, and I feel pretty good about it right now.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Gus Johnson, Dan Bonner with you. The 2 stars of this basketball game, Nahara and Cardinal, different first halves.
Really different first halves. Nahara got started slowly, but he really picked it up at the end, and Brian Cardinal only played 10 minutes, no points, 1 rebound. Eduardo Nahara, those 10 points and 4 rebounds. He really got going at the end of the half.
So let's take a look at the statistics from the first half of play. And OU shooting 45%. Each team scoring inside, but having problems shooting from the 3-point line.
And again, we'll point out that Oklahoma probably relies on that 3-point basket a bit more than the Purdue Boilermakers. So Purdue, they've got to like the position that they're in with their star player being totally ineffective in the first half, and yet they're only down 2.
Kelly Newton for 3. And the rebound to McQuay.
McQuay's 4th rebound. He's done a nice job on the boards for Purdue. Now Purdue's got to figure out a way to solve this man-to-man defense and maybe get Cornell a little bit more involved as well.
Cornell played only 14 minutes in that first half.
And Cardinal doesn't want to settle for the 3-point shot. He took 4 of those in the first half. Needs to get a little closer.
Here's the 3. Off the mark.
Oh, he came real close to the rebound.
And the foul.
That's hustle. That's hustle, Gus, and that's the guy who just plays with complete abandon. I'm telling you what, he came so close to getting his 3rd personal foul going over the back. This is not a good-looking jump shot right here, and he scrambles in, gets the rebound, draws the foul. That is the way Brian Cardinal plays.
So Cardinal, a 77% free throw shooter. He has 3 points. Foul called on Kelly Newton, his first. And Purdue reclaims the lead.
Shows you the value of Brian Cardinal.
Inside, Nahara, quick turn. (32-31) Oklahoma on top of Purdue. OU led this game at halftime by 2. Bryant Cardinal off the mark today from the perimeter. Now here comes a speedy point guard with the kickback. Price in the corner now with it. 8 points for Hollis Price in the first half of play on 4-7 shooting. And a foul on the baseline. And a bracket here in the West, second round action. 3 versus a 6, Oklahoma and Purdue. The winner takes on the winner of the Gonzaga-St. John's game, which is a 2 versus a 10.
Neither team shooting the ball particularly well today, most notably from behind the three-point arc, but they've been able to get the ball inside. Eduardo Nájera really picked it up in the later stages of the first half and has a basket here already in the second.
Price off the dribble, and he misses. Now Cornell in the front court.
Cornell only 1 for 4 in the first half.
Mike Robinson across the lane. Nice look. Cornell frees himself on the baseline and can't get the roll. Price to Newton for 3. Great look from the freshman, Hollis Price. Newton now with 5.
Great job executing in the transition, not trying to force it inside, stops at the free throw line with the jump stop and makes the pass to the open shooter.
Oklahoma 35-31. Now Cornell drives baseline, kicks it out. Cardinal, extra pass. McQuay is fouled. 17:27 to go in the second half of play. OU leads Purdue 35-31.
Kelvin Sampson not happy that his second leading scorer, J.R. Raymond, has struggled, but he's got to be pleased that his defense has really controlled Brian Cardinal and Jerron Cornell today.
Scores from around the country. Auburn leading Iowa State. Arizona on the ropes against Wisconsin, a 1 versus 8.
Arizona has closed that gap, though. It was about a 10-point game before.
And Syracuse advancing, knocking off Kentucky today. 2-point game. McQuay with 10 points today for Purdue on 3 of 5 shooting. Now Newton for 3 again. In and out. Nájera with the offensive rebound. And a new shot clock for the Sooners. His 5th rebound of the game. And a whistle.
That's a foul inside on Jerron Cornell. He stepped into the path of Eduardo Nájera, and that's now 3 fouls on Cornell.
And Maynard Lewis will check into the basketball game. The sophomore from Terre Haute. And Jerron Cornell a little frustrated.
Second leading scorer for the Boilermakers has to go to the bench with 3 fouls.
Inside, power dribble, Nájera, foul from behind. McQuay. Second foul on McQuay, and I notice when they cut across the lane, it frees up Nájera.
Gus, moving the ball from side to side really helps. That is a screen by Price that frees Nájera on the inside. And it's a great job by Oklahoma to put the ball on one side of the court and then bring Nájera to it with a screen.
Nájera misses the first round against Winthrop. They didn't really need him. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Had a couple of steals, a block shot.
They got tremendous play from the guards in that first round game against Winthrop, but this is a bit more of a gritty battle, and Nájera steps up in that kind of a game. They're doing a great job finding him on the inside.
Nájera with 13 points.
I think Nájera's going to pick up a foul trying to guard Cardinal out on the perimeter. Yes, sir.
His first.
We talked about the matchup between Cardinal and Nájera, and it hasn't really materialized because Cardinal's been on the bench most of the half, but Nájera just gives him the bear hug out at the top of the key, and the official can see that clearly. You got to try that kind of stuff inside.
Skip pass, Maynard Lewis, rise and fire, rims out the rebound to Nájera. Here come the Sooners, 4-on-1 in the corner, Newton for 3, it's short. And Maynard Lewis with the rebound. Outlet McQuay, he's got Cardinal. Now Cunningham. And Price picks it up. Price down the lane. Nahara baseline. And they slow it up.
And Jalen Sampson tells the guys, get out there and set something up.
Johnson lefty, rims around. Rebound won't go for Rinzai Stone. End-to-end play right now, folks. Oklahoma by 3.
And that's the pace. That is a pace that neither team wants.
Lewis around the screen. And Rinzai Stone with the rebound.
Shot selection really a problem right at the moment for Purdue.
The Big 10 versus the Big 12. Oklahoma playing in the Big 12. And Purdue in the Big 10 conference. Both teams predicted to finish 5th in the conference, and they had a chance to win the conference the last 2 weeks of the season. Johnson across.
Johnson 6'4", real good strength on the inside.
Now McQuay the other way. Splits the defense, draws the foul. And it's Nahara.
It's one of those situations where you don't reach in and grab the guy. Nahara picks up his second foul, and he really can't afford any cheap ones. Purdue's going to come after him, and that was a cheap one. McQuay was trapped in there. He had no place to go.
So McQuay with 10 points. On 4 of 7 shooting, he's leading the Boilers in scoring. Adds the first free throw.
And without McQuay, Purdue would be in deep trouble because their leading scorers have been very, very unproductive. Cornell with just 2 and Cardinal with just 3.
Both free throws good. 15-16 to go, second half of play. 38-35.
32-75.
I didn't bring my purse.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. It did look good on her.
Our need to communicate, to learn, to be in touch has spawned products of genius. Today, Microsoft continues this progression, creating tools that empower, tools that multiply our possibilities, taking us to places we've never been, where discovery and achievement transcend anything we have known. Where do you find companies fostering growth on so many levels? Exactly. NASDAQ, stock market for the digital world.
The firm loves you.
Nobody can beat our offer.
Stanley, please. Just yesterday, a startup in Frisco made a mockery of your signing bonus. A firm in New York laid the smackdown on your 401k, and a righteous place in Chicago made your starting salary look like cab fare.
You know what? I don't like you, but I'll give you what you want.
Cool. Play your hand at hotjobs.com. All the best jobs and the tools to find them at Hot Jobs, the hottest hand on the web.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's the greatest land of all.
Introducing Chevy Impala. Designed, engineered, and built to be the most carefree car on the road.
See the
Let's go for a drive. Impala. We'll be there.
Was he, as one prominent Catholic called him, Hitler's Pope? More pro-Nazi than the present Pope is willing to concede? 60 Minutes, Sunday.
The tournament summary.
And it's been a very interesting tournament in a year when everybody talked about the parity in college basketball. 32 of the 35 higher seeds have advanced.
And in the West, Salt Lake City site, Arizona, Wisconsin, and Wisconsin leading Arizona at halftime. LSU advances. Big game for Stromile Swift as they knock off the Texas Longhorns.
Cardinal on the bench again, this time just for a rest. I'll tell you what, that #1 seed is really no picnic this year because regardless of what happens in the 8-9 game, you've got to play an awfully good team if you're the #1 seed, and Arizona's struggling at the moment.
And meanwhile, Johnson now with 12 points. 40-35, Oklahoma on top of Purdue. Mike Robinson.
Johnson went for the steal and missed it, and Mike Robin really needs to get more involved in the offensive play if the Boilermakers are going to erase that three-point deficit.
Robinson with the steal. Skip pass, Cunningham steps on the sideline.
Turnover by Purdue, but the last time they had the ball, they executed very well. Mike Robinson, who's going to come into your picture from the right, does a great job coming to the basketball. Didn't stop moving until he caught the ball, then turns to the basket and gets the easy score.
Robinson takes a seat to catch a breath, and Cardinal back into the game. On the floor for Oklahoma, Price along with Newton in the backcourt. Nahara, Renzai Stone, and Nolan Johnson in the front court. Oklahoma in white, the number 3. Purdue, number 6.
Cardinal just picked up his 3rd foul. Cardinal did a great job getting over the screen, but then he hit Eduardo Nahara one time too many. Oklahoma's been doing a great job screening for Nahara. Brian Cardinal gets over the screen, but now he hits Eduardo Nahara. And Cardinal's going to stay in the game with those 3 fouls.
Price travels.
One of the few mistakes that Price has made today, Kelvin Sampson not happy at the moment with his freshman point guard. He did drag that pivot foot getting inside. Sometimes you don't want to take it down deeply into the lane.
Inside, Cardinal leans in and gets it to fall.
Just as Oklahoma has used Nahara very effectively inside, that's where Purdue needs to go with Cardinal. Cardinal spending much too much time out beyond the three-point arc today.
Cardinal with 5 points now. Scoreless at halftime. Johnson the reverse. And Maynard Lewis got lost in traffic. Unable to get around that screen. And another foul this time.
And that's the 3rd foul on Nahara. This is the matchup that we talked about. Cardinal and Nahara, 2 physical, tough, tenacious guys just really going at one another.
So what they're going to have to do is adjust to the way the officials are calling this game. 13:34 to go in the second half. 42-39, OU on top of Purdue.
And for a subplot, both Nahara and Cardinal with 3 personal fouls.
Allison posting up hard inside. Smith turns and throws it into the backcourt. And here's Raymond hustling it down. Raymond step back 3, ripped it.
That is just a poor play by Allison. You need to run that ball down. You can't allow Raymond to pick it up and take the open 3.
First basket of the game for J.R. Raymond, who had 14 in the first round against Winthrop. 6-point lead. Cardinal for 3. Count it. Don't count this kid out, folks. Brian Cardinal is a college basketball warrior. 45-42. Johnson on the weave, kicks it out. Price, Raymond again. Cardinal with the rebound. Cunningham down the lane. Cunningham knocked away. Last touch by OU.
Cunningham was looking for Lewis, and Lewis got tangled up with Raymond, and they went down. Cunningham did a nice job because he was almost in the act of passing the ball. He did a nice job to retain it.
And Price loses his shoe on the baseline.
It's been that kind of a game. Guys really going at one another.
And he'll take the time to get an extra blow. (45-42). Oklahoma leads Purdue. 12:20 to go in the second half of play.
And it has been a very physical game, a very defensively oriented game. Brian Cardinal spent a lot of time on the bench in the first half with foul.
A foul, Avila called for pushing McQuay in the back.
And what we have seen in the last few minutes of the second half, each team trying to punch the ball down inside. Kelvin Sampson not happy with the call.
sixth team foul against Oklahoma. With 12:11 to go, the next foul, and Purdue will shoot 1-1. Cunningham has been quiet offensively.
Very difficult for him to get his shot against the quickness in the Oklahoma backcourt.
He's got 4 points. Cornell. Here's Carson around the corner. The runner. He got it to fall.
He is not the quickest guy out there on the court, but he may be the most creative. That was a nice looking little shot, and Purdue's back within 1.
Knocked away from behind by Cardinal. Dangerous play by Cardinal. 1-point game here in Tucson.
Off the road.
Chevy Silverado, with the most powerful V8 of any competitive 4x4 pickup. The 300 horsepower Silverado. The truck from Chevy.
I gotta get me one of those.
Call Merck to learn more about an FDA-approved hair loss treatment, or call your doctor to discuss which treatment is best for you.
When the world's largest search engine went looking for an e-business partner, guess who they found? Dell. We know how he works. Visit Dell.com.
Okay, sweetie, on your toes. Swing through the ball. Through it. Eye on the ball, hun. We're working on the forehand. Okay, let's try backhand. We'll work backhand. Okay, you just need to connect with the ball. Let's stay in the game, sweetheart. Now, don't be afraid to charge the net.
How do you plan on financing your retirement? Conseco's annuities have tax advantages that can help. Conseco, step up.
Welcome to the World Wide Web. And what a tangled web we weave. With so much traffic, the superhighway can become a parking lot. So Agilent Technologies makes systems and components that help turn internet gridlock into open road. It's a driver's dream.
Prepare for the unexpected,
You're about to have a baby.
the outrageous.
My dog's been shot. Please help him.
All new City of Angels, CBS Wednesday.
A look at the game summary. Brian Cardinal with 8 points and 3 rebounds was scoreless at halftime. Nahara with 13 on 6 of 12 shooting. And this is starting to become a very physical basketball game.
Gus, we talked about it being a heavyweight fight, and like a heavyweight fight, it may be the last guys that are standing at the end. Nahara and Cardinal both with 3 personal fouls. The physical play is starting to pile up the fouls for both teams.
Raymond along with Nahara, Avila, Johnson, and Price on the floor for Oklahoma in white, leading by 1. Eduardo across the leg.
Oh, nice shot!
Eduardo Nahara now with 15. 47-44. Gerard Cornell straight away. Avila with the rebound. And a reach-in foul on Lewis.
Eduardo Nahara doing an outstanding job inside. He sees Brian Cardinal guarding him. He knows Cardinal's got those 3 fouls. He takes it right to the basket. And how pretty is that to get it up over McQuay, who has a great vertical leap.
47-44. OU. Rice handling the pressure.
Kirkhoff really trying to put some pressure on the basketball, make things difficult for the freshman, who's been quiet in the second half after a real good first half, and Kirkhoff picks up the foul.
Second foul on Kirkhoff.
Sixth team foul.
And that is team foul number 6 against Purdue. 1 more, and Oklahoma will shoot 1-1.
And Oklahoma, a 71% free-throw shooting team. They don't mind going to the line.
Purdue 68%. Nahara. And it's tracked down by Cornell, who knocks it out of bounds. Jerron Cornell could have let it go out of bounds, and Purdue would have gotten the basketball back.
I think he was worried that Victor Avila might run it down before he was able to get there.
Now Price, left hand across the lane. Avila.
That's a great job to go inside against Brian Cardinal with those 3 personal fouls, and Avila can be a very effective player inside.
Lead back up to 5.
And Purdue really looking for some offense now.
Cardinal. Rebound goes to Johnson.
Don't know that that's the shot Gene Katie wanted in that situation.
8th rebound for Nolan Johnson.
Johnson has done an outstanding defensive job against Mike Robinson as well.
Nahara dumps it down, and OU turns it over.
They're trying to get it to Avila, and that worked the last time Oklahoma was able to get the ball inside. Avila with Cardinal on him. It's a great pass inside. Cardinal really has to be careful in there. Not a very good defensive job by Cardinal, but he cannot afford to get that 4th foul.
9:38 to go in the second half. Purdue, no field goals in the last 3 minutes. Cornell. Weak shot, got it back and dumps it home.
Avila just not able to grab it, and Jerron Cornell now has 4 points. Purdue really hoping that he can get his offensive game in gear.
He did late in the second half against Winthrop. Rather against Dayton. Now Johnson, short. Loose ball. Cardinal on the floor, calls a timeout. And Price trips over Cardinal. And the big senior helps the freshman up. 9:04 to go in the second half, 49-46.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Flight 126 has been cancelled. There is another flight, Union Atlantic Air Flight 176, at a gate 54. It has 5 remaining seats.
MySAP.com helps companies and people work together in real time.
Correction, 4 remaining seats.
Tonight on CBS, a disadvantaged kid with big hoop dreams hits the court with little help from his friends and his favorite players, with a little help from his friends and favorite players. On an all-new Walker tonight on CBS. Brian Cardinal, not only will he score for you, he'll do the intangible things. Dive on the floor, take charges, floor burns. Cardinal 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 8, however, Dan, from the three-point line.
And I think that 8 is really the problem. Brian Cardinal forced out to the perimeter. Maybe it's the foul trouble, I don't know, but he's only attempted 3 shots from inside the three-point arc.
Inside Cardinal, can't hold on.
Tough pass by Jerron Cornell. That's what Gene Katie talked about. Let's get the ball inside the Cardinal, because remember, Eduardo Nahara is trying to guard Cardinal. So if you try to get the ball to Cardinal inside, Nahara risks his 4th foul.
11th turnover for Purdue. Nahara hops inside, the kick to the freshman. Price misses. Robinson with the rebound. Let's see if Cornell and Robinson, the 2 roommates on the road, can get something going. For the Boilermakers, Cornell. There you go.
And that's a 3.
This young man can take over when he wants to. Jerron Cornell.
And now the officials are having something to say to Brian Cardinal and Eduardo Nahara. And in a tight game, you would expect these 2 tough guys to be going after one another. Cardinal going for the rebound. Nahara with the little elbow. Now as they go down the court, they exchange greetings. Sort of St. Patrick's Day greetings.
Oh, yeah, a little love tap. Game tied at 49.
That's a nice job to warn those guys rather than call the double foul, though.
Newton. Robinson with the rebound.
3-point struggles continue for the Oklahoma Sooners. That was a wide open one. You expect Newton to make that one.
Now the Purdue Boilermakers with the chance to take the lead. Carl Cornell again for three. How about that? Cornell with 10 points, had 2 at halftime.
Well, you called it, partner. You wondered if Cornell and Robinson were going to step up, and at least half that combination has done exactly what you requested.
Nahara, guarded by McQuay. No travel on that play.
That's your classic jump stop right there.
Purdue with the 52-49 lead. Johnson baseline.
Oh, nice move!
Nolan Johnson with 16 points.
And a great defensive job against Mike Robinson. Johnson has been probably the most valuable Sooner out there today.
Let's see if they go to Cornell again. He's feeling it. Hands it off. Cornell wide open on the backside. Jaron for three.
And look who was out there running at him, forcing him to change the shot. It was Nolan Johnson. Man-to-man for Purdue. Remember, Cornell's got 3 fouls as well.
Avila, 18-footer. And Robinson with the rebound. Mike Robinson's offense isn't there, but he's doing a good job on the boards. That's his 7th rebound.
He has had to play a lot of minutes as well, Gus, with the foul trouble for other guys, and Robinson looks like he's dragging out there.
Cardinal inside, Mike Robinson. McQuay with the follow.
And how big has McQuay been today?
14 points.
That's pretty big in a game where Purdue's now up by 3.
McQuay averages 8 points on the year. Tough shot. Cardinal dared him to take it.
Avila's a guy who can shoot it from out there, but I think if I'm Purdue, that's the guy I want shooting the ball from that position rather than Johnson driving it inside.
Cardinal popping out on the wing. Inside, Robinson forces it up. No foul.
As a very, very tough catch by Robinson, but too many Sooners around.
Approaching the 5-minute mark of the second half of play. Nahara wheeling. Offensive foul.
And one of the coaches was going to be disappointed. It was either Nahara's 4th or Cardinals, and it ends up being Nahara's.
Jaron Cornell stepping up for Purdue. We have a 1-point game.
Jason Gedrick stars in Falcone, beginning April 4th on CBS.
Meet Carlos Sandoval, veteran Navy SEAL, trained to go through anything, equipped to survive it. Introducing the Chevy S10 Survival Pack. CD, automatic, air, aluminum wheels. Over $1,300 in savings and $1,250 cash back. You might think that could weaken a Navy SEAL. Fat chance. The Chevy S10 Survival Pack. Like a rock.
Hey, buddy, you looking for a job? Brother, you came to the right place. I got hot jobs, cool jobs, jobs that are absolute monsters. Just go and take your pick. You got me? Come on, right this way.
Tired of internet job sites that lead you nowhere? Log on to kforce.com with over 2,000 recruiting specialists whose only job is to get you the job. kforce.com. Opportunity has a new address.
Former occupation, sumo wrestler. What's so funny? You're just a little guy. What happened? It tastes too good. I didn't know it wasn't regular cola. I don't need to see that. This is good.
Try Pepsi One. A breakthrough sweetener makes it taste more like a regular.
Have you ever thought about being a jockey? You're a funny lady.
Too good to be 1 calorie, but it is.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
Yeah, she sure is. Would you mind if I take a closer look?
Be my guest.
You got anything in a 2-door?
Can't do it in life? Do it on the web with the power of the Pentium 3 processor. And find out how to get even more from the Pentium 3 processor at Intel.com.
The game reset. OU with 4 timeouts remaining. Purdue with 3. Oklahoma over the limit, and Purdue 1 more foul. They will be over the limit.
And the team foul is not really the important number. The important number is 4. It's the number of individual fouls against Eduardo Nájera, a guy that Oklahoma cannot afford to lose in a game like this coming down the stretch.
Cunningham, Robinson, Cardinal, Jerron Cornell, and Allison on the floor for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Let's see if Purdue tries to go at Nájera with Cardinal on the inside. Man-to-man defense for Oklahoma.
Mike Robinson facing up on Price. Got a height advantage. 10 to shoot. Cornell, high pick and roll. Changes directions. Jerron Cornell, 12 points, 10 in the second half of play. 3-point game.
Now Cardinals matched up against Nájera down on this end. Going to spread the court for Johnson, see if he can work against Robinson.
Robinson daring him to take the 19-foot jumper. Here's a crossover. Stripped, loose. Picked up by Raymond in the corner. Nájera, nice ball fake. Johnson all alone. Great eyes.
Brian Cardinal made a mistake. If Eduardo Nájera is going to take the 3, you let him take the 3. He shoots under 30% from out there.
18 points for Johnson. 56-55.
Now Johnson matched up against Cunningham. That means Robinson's got a smaller man on him.
And a steal. Price steps on the sideline, couldn't get the timeout in time. 3:35 to go in the second half of play. Jerron Cornell taking over this game.
Gentlemen, a moment of silence in honor of Bob. Bob, a good friend, a good man, whose time had come. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. First, get a designated driver. Next, grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Excuse me, our car broke down. Can anyone give us a ride home?
Back later, guys.
Oh, thanks.
Bye, Bob.
Mark, why is Grandma eating off the ironing board?
Why not?
This is a kitchen table, not a desk.
It's both now, and Dad's got a schedule for that.
Dinner's at 11.
Ish.
Marky, go work in your room.
There's no desk up there, and I can't stay awake. I just get in bed, it's like, out.
Would you like a room with a nice big workspace?
Great.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Hey, Grandma.
Want a room with room to work? Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Man, I'm hungry.
What, $1 for a sliver of raw fish?
It's sushi.
Sushi? Where I'm from, we call that stuff bait.
What else can you get for just $1?
Well, I can get a 20-minute phone call for only 99 cents.
Quit kidding around.
No, it's true. Dial 10-10-220. It's just 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes.
And just 7 cents a minute after that.
And get this, there's no monthly fee.
10-10-220 really is a great deal.
We know. Hey,
Dial 10-10-220.
Just when you thought it was safe to leave your car in the parking lot, something evil will strike. You need a car tough enough to take it on. Chevy Malibu. With a steel safety cage, breakaway mirrors, a 6-layer paint process, and bounce-back bumpers, it's one tough car. Chevy Malibu. We'll be there.
The Grapevine Guide to Relationships. Know how to prioritize.
So you don't want to fool around us?
Not if we're going to go to dinner and be back in time for baseball tonight.
For more tips, watch Grapevine Monday.
The game reset. Oklahoma over the limit with 17 fouls, and Purdue with 6. The CBS Sports Line stat of the game, 3-point field goals. Purdue 4 of 18, OU 2 of 17.
And in Oklahoma's 6 losses previous to this game, that's where they've struggled.
Get complete NCAA tournament coverage at cbs.sportsline.com. Oklahoma led this game at halftime by 2. They are 22-0 this season when leading at halftime. The runner, Cunningham, out of bounds as the shot clock expires.
I think Cunningham was trying to throw a lob pass, Gus. I don't think that was a shot. At least I hope it wasn't a shot.
And a shot clock violation called against Purdue.
Really good defensive set by Oklahoma. And Cunningham may have been shooting it. He could see the shot clock and tried to throw it up there. Hopefully McQuay could go get it, but the shot clock expires. The ball has to hit the rim, and it did not.
12 turnovers for the Boilermakers. 1-point game, 56-55. Purdue.
Iowa State starting to take control in their game at Auburn, and Wisconsin still up, this time by 11 over Arizona.
Johnson again with 18. And a whistle and foul. Cunningham.
Cunningham chopped Johnson's legs out from under him.
His second. 1-1 now. Both teams with 7 team fouls. And Johnson at the line. He has been terrific today. 8 points at halftime, has 18 now. He's 2 of 2 from the line, also with 8 rebounds. And he misses the 1-1. Cardinal with the board.
It's about the only thing Johnson has done wrong today, Gus. He's also been outstanding defensively for Oklahoma. He's really kept Mike Robinson from becoming a factor in this game.
Under 3 to go.
Man-to-man defense.
Bowling pass, Cardinal baseline pull-up. Avila with the rebound, and Cardinal picks up his 4th. So now we have a situation, folks. The 2 best players, Nahara with 4, Cardinal with 4.
And that was not a good foul by Brian Cardinal. Guys who play that way so aggressively, they can't afford any cheap fouls.
Avila gets the first to go. Don't forget, coming up next, plenty of action. Gonzaga, a number 10 versus St. John's or UCLA and Maryland. 2:33 to go in the second half. We are tied up at 56. Purdue a number 6, Oklahoma a number 3.
An intense defensive struggle. Both stars are in foul trouble.
Cardinal from deep. A brick. And Price with the rebound. Brian Cardinal has 4 fouls. Eduardo Nahara with 4. And Cardinal 3 of 13 from the field.
Nolan Johnson's been the man today for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Here's Hollis Price, the freshman from New Orleans. Nahara sends him away. The drop step baseline. Tipped up and in by Johnson. Meanwhile, McQuay! Whoa! From Cunningham. And we're tied at 58 with 1:35 to go. A steal. Cunningham. He's got McQuay. And a foul on the baseline. Cunningham picking the pocket of the freshman.
We've talked all afternoon about the difficulty Purdue has with the quickness of Oklahoma in the backcourt, but this time Cunningham does a great job using his body to get the steal and then draws the foul. That's a great play by Cunningham. And boy, you talk about somebody going up and getting one. That was not that good a pass by Cunningham, but he's going to get an assist.
Carson Cunningham, first free throw is good. He shoots 81% on the year. The young man from Southern Indiana started his college career at Oregon State, then transferred to Purdue. No free throws good. Timeout on the floor called by Purdue. 2-point game.
Do you have whooping in a can?
No, we only have it in gel form, and it's on aisle 4.
Now, this maple has a bounce ratio of 8.3.
How do I raise my roof?
And Netmaster 2000 works on any net.
Next. Both hands up, keep your elbows straight, and you this motion here.
Thank you very much. I will do that.
60-58, Purdue leads Oklahoma. And a look at the game reset. Each team over the limit, shooting 1-1. Oklahoma with 4 timeouts remaining. Purdue with only 2. Possession arrow in the favor of the Boilermakers.
And if you're the Oklahoma Sooners, you'd like to get the ball into the hands of Nolan Johnson, who has really played well for Oklahoma today. Career-high 21 points.
Young man from Brooklyn, New York. Now Newton kicks it out, almost turns it over. 1:10 to go. Price off the glass. Avila all alone. And we're tied at 60 with 1 minute to go. The Big Ten versus the Big 12. Robinson. McQuay. Tipped by Cardinal. Cornell straight away. And a foul. Jerron Cornell will shoot 3 with 43.7 to go.
What a play by Brian Cardinal, risking everything, that 5th foul to try to tip the ball away. Cornell really takes a header. Wow, that is a big play by Jerron Cornell.
So Jerron Cornell, senior, shooting 3.
Shoots nearly 84% from the line.
Raymond comes into the game. Newton takes a seat for Oklahoma. Boilers trying to advance to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd straight year. Kelvin Sampson's team trying to get in there for the 2nd straight year. Perfect. 15 points for Jerron Cornell. 13 coming in the 2nd half of play.
To all the new e-businesses just getting started, why not talk to the company that's pioneered the business-to-business revolution on the web? One whose own infrastructure supports $40 million per day in e-commerce alone. One who can help you achieve the same success with your e as we have with ours. Dell knows how e works. Visit Dell.com.
Dell e-business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
The game reset, both teams in the 1-1. Oklahoma with 3 timeouts remaining, Purdue with 2. Now the question is, was this last foul actually a foul?
Jerron Cornell rises up to shoot the 3. Watch Cornell's feet as he hits the ground, and
that was not a foul. Did not look like a foul.
The official who called it sort of behind the play saw Cornell fall down as as Newton went flying by. So Cornell may have stolen one there.
Now the clock started late. Johnson almost fumbled it. And a whistle. Foul up top. On McQuay. Now Price will shoot.
And Price goes for the 1-1.
Gene Katie remaining calm on the bench. Hollis Price, 83% free throw shooter. He's made 31 of his last 34. First one good.
McKale was not trying to commit that foul, but it presents an interesting situation. There will only be 0.1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So Gene Cady gets McKale, his worst free throw shooter, out of the game and puts Smith, a 70% free throw shooter, in.
Both free throws good. Timeout, Oklahoma. 35 seconds to go. 1-point game from Tucson.
Hey, buddy, you looking for a job? Brother, you came to the right place. I got hot jobs, cool jobs, jobs that are absolute monsters. Just go and take your pick. You got me? Come on, right this way.
Tired of internet job sites that lead you nowhere? Log on to kforce.com with over 2,000 recruiting specialists whose only job is to get you the job. kforce.com. Opportunity has a new address.
The game reset, 35.1 to go. Both teams in the 1-and-1, each with 2 timeouts. Oklahoma, the 3rd seed, and Purdue, the number 6. OU knocked out of the tournament the last 2 years by Big Ten teams, Indiana and Michigan State. And Brian Cardinal and company with a 1-point lead.
And in a game involving 2 teams with the reputation for toughness that these 2 teams possess, this game has had every bit of the intensity that we expected it would have.
Robinson inbounding. Here's Cunningham. You don't want to foul him. He's a great shooter. And it's a jump ball. Purdue with the arrow. Price almost came up with the turnover.
Cunningham got going just a little too fast, and Price very nearly came up with the ball. Cunningham gets going, and he loses the dribble, and then the ball bounces off the leg of Price. Cunningham may have saved the game by grabbing onto this basketball. Price trying to call the timeout, but you can't give him timeout when Cunningham has his hand on the ball.
Nahara ready to check back into the game. 29.3 to go, 29 on the shot clock. When do you foul?
You foul immediately if you don't get the steal.
Oklahoma refusing the foul. Now they do.
And that's the guy they wanted to foul. And Haywood, very fortunate that he doesn't get an intentional foul called in that situation. And that's the guy, Rodney Smith, that Gene Cady put in the line specifically because he was a little bit better free throw shooter. In fact, a lot better free throw shooter than McKale. Shoots it at better than 70% on the year. Almost 71%.
2 shots.
And it's a little easier to go to the line in this situation knowing that you have 2. That was the 10th team foul against Oklahoma.
Both free throws good. Oklahoma wants a timeout. 21.3 to go. 65-62, Purdue.
Nothing like food and water stolen from a precious little azalea.
Thanks for the meal, Red.
Ain't nobody gonna spray us now with all these delicate flowers around.
Right, Red?
Say, what's that?
Roundup. No root, no weed, no problem.
Doing more, performing at my best, uses up nutrients.
New Centrum Performance helps replace them with more key B vitamins plus ginseng and ginkgo.
It helps energize my mind and body.
Life's demanding,
but I thrive on it.
Centrum Performance. Life demands it.
The game reset. Oklahoma 10 fouls. Purdue 9. And the Boilers with 2 timeouts remaining. OU with 1.
Gene Cady's squad needs to play tough defense. The only thing that they can't do is to foul the 3-point shooter. Still plenty of time left in this game if Oklahoma can get a quick score.
Now Price into the front court. 15 to go. Knocked away! Recovered by Smith. with 11.5 remaining.
And Mike Robinson, who has struggled on offense the entire game, steps in and makes a big defensive play. The scramble for the ball out front, Cunningham doing a nice job putting pressure on Price, and that allows Robinson to spin and take the pass.
And look at the Boilermaker bench. Now Smith at the line. Eduardo Nahara fouls out with 15 points and 6 rebounds. It may be the end of a great college career. Smith, perfect.
When you sit over there on the sideline for as long as that man has, you learn a couple of things, and Gene Cady making a key substitution, getting Smith in the ball game at the end, and he's rewarded him by making 3 or 4.
66-62. Oklahoma has to hurry. Raymond for 3, in and out. He gets it back with 3 to go. Raymond. And that'll do it. The Boilermakers are headed for Albuquerque. 66-62, the final score from Tucson as Purdue upsets Oklahoma. And the bracket here in the West. OU falling to Purdue, and the Boilers advance. They will take on the winner of the Gonzaga-St. John's game coming up next.
And Eduardo...
So the final score, 66-62, the end to a great college basketball career for Eduardo Nahara, and Citizen Payne lives to play one more day.
Brian Cardinal really struggled with his offensive game in the first half, picked up those 2 personal fouls, took some big risks in the second half, but Cardinal knocking the ball away at a key time to enable Purdue to come up with a rebound that they needed was a big factor down the stretch for the Boilermakers.
So for the Purdue Boilermakers, they advance to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd consecutive year. Gene Cady, his 20th season. And our Chevrolet players of the game, Greg McQuay with 16 points for Purdue, and Johnson for the Oklahoma Sooners, who had 20 and 10 rebounds. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel standing by in New York City.
6 schools began the tournament from the state of Indiana. Purdue, the only one that survived. Now, let's send you off to the Metrodome in Minneapolis. Auburn's Tigers and Iowa State Cyclones a minute 14 to play. We join Vern Lundquist and Bill Raftery.
13-point Iowa State lead. Jamison Brewer at the line. And the rebound into the hand of Michael Nurse. Pfizer calls for it at the other end. Nurse trapped in the backcourt. Can't get rid of it. Marquis Daniels, offensive foul.
Nice job. Really terrific defense. You turn it over, you got to make up for it. And the little words there as Michael Nurse is spoken to by some of his teammates. Cliff Ellis not really happy with that particular call, but it's been extra effort defensively and the establishment inside. And they got a little timeout. I think old Larry Stacey wants to give a little earful.
Timeout called, Iowa State.
How do you want to fly? That's the question Delta's been asking. Because different people want different things. Every passenger has a request. What would yours be?
73-60 with 64 seconds to go. The CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Free throws. Iowa State has been to the line 27 times, and they have converted an outstanding 22. And that the theme we talked about in the first half. how aggressive they are in getting to the line.
And as importantly as that is, Vern, Larry Eustace, your job as a coach is to make adjustments. In the first half, they were puzzled. I think the coaches were puzzled as to how to cope with the matchup defense of Auburn. They were not able to dribble drive, which is much of their game. They couldn't establish Marcus Fizer down on the box. The double-ups, the confusion down there. But at halftime, they opened it up, did a little individual screen across on occasion, and developed a consistent attack on the offensive end, particularly when Fizer was awakened.
Mac McGadney has just fouled out with 8 points, and Jamal Tinsley goes to the line. 73-60. Coming next in our coverage of the men's NCAA championship, Gonzaga against St. John's, and here in Minneapolis, we've got a terrific matchup. UCLA against Maryland. Tinsley 1 of 2. Auburn made a very good game of this, Bill, for much of the second half.
They sure did. Unfortunately, they just didn't have the firepower. Getting it inside Setley for deep shots now. The three's not going down. As you noted, look at this lead.
Tinsley, Johnson, Njai with a foul, and Stevie Johnson will shoot 2.
Well, they know when to stick that dagger in, though. Tinsley with the lead, the acknowledgement at the end by Johnson.
$74-60.
Cliff reached into the bag, with the changes in the defensive look, just to control this potent offensive team.
Now, one of the nice stories here on Thursday night, Jimbo Talbert, who has been the manager for the last 2 years, was given a uniform, a number. He got into the lineup, played just a little bit at the end of the game. Nice note, not going to happen today.
He'll have a changed attitude now that he's on the varsity. Get those towels over there, son.
Brewer off the front rim. And the Iowa State Cyclones are going to go 31-4. They're going to join Michigan State and Syracuse and one other team, either UCLA or Maryland, at the Palace of Auburn Hills next Thursday. Jamal Tinsley, what a path. The streets of Brooklyn, a community college in California, all Big 12 this year, and he's going to the Sweet 16. And he's going to be joined there by Marcus Fizer, an All-American. State advances to the round of 16 with a convincing 79-60 win over Auburn. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game, Mamadou Njai with 9 points and 3 rebounds for Auburn. Marcus Fizer, 16 second half points and a double-double again. Stacy enjoyed this one, and she's going to get to watch some more basketball. Greg and Clark when we come back.
Wing and I went on a trip down to Mexico. We noticed tons of surfers just eating fish tacos on the docks.
It's kind of like surf food as opposed to Mexican food. We're actually in the back of our main corporate office.
Now that we're growing, what we ran into is a lot of red tape.
That's why I leave all the banking to my little brother Mingo. See, he's got the short area.
That's where Merrill Lynch has stepped up. Dom found us the right people at Merrill to help us out.
They saw past the shorts and t-shirts.
Where else in the world can a Chinese guy sell Mexican food? If this isn't the American dream, I don't know what is.
My grandfather was an iron worker. My father was an iron worker. I had uncles that are iron workers. Every day you have to go out there and prove yourself again. You have to do it. If you feel good on your feet, you're going to be able to do a better job.
Wolverine DuraShocks, the world's most comfortable boots, guaranteed.
When I got a comfortable pair of boots on my feet, and at the end of the day, I got a little bit of spring in my step, and I'm feeling pretty good, I can have fun with my family at night.
Wolverine, boots in shoes since 1883.
I carry a lot of weight. I need a good boot.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Do these eyes belong to your doctor? Do they belong to your child's bus driver? To your pharmacist? Your pilot? Or to the guy in the other lane? Get the deep sleep you need, the kind of sleep you get on a bed that uniquely cradles and supports your body as no other bed does. The crown jewel from Sealy Posturepedic. We support you night and day.
Was he, as one prominent Catholic called him, Hitler's Pope? More pro-Nazi than the present Pope is willing to concede? 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Greg Gumbel in New York. The Iowa State Cyclones are part of the Sweet 16. 79-60 winners over Auburn in the Midwest. In Tucson, the Purdue Boilermakers have knocked out third seed Oklahoma in the West, 66-62. A game going on right now in Salt Lake City. Wisconsin handing it to the top seed Arizona Wildcats. 5:04 to play in the second half. Let's take you there live. Craig Bolerjack and Barry Booker.
5:03 remaining here in Salt Lake City. Second round of the West region. Arizona, the #1 seed out of the Pac-10. Down to the 8th seed Wisconsin Badgers out of the Big Ten. 53-41. Arizona, a team that averages 77 points a game on the offensive end, really just stifled and smothered by Wisconsin's defense today.
Dominating performance defensively by Wisconsin.
Oh my, Kelly at box 6'3", got up to block that shot by Gardner.
Mike Kelly has led the charge with 5 steals. Here he is blocking a shot as Arizona has been held to 36% shooting this afternoon. Incredible performance by the Wisconsin Badgers defensively.
Arenas will come back in. Gardner will get a break with 4.5 to go. Arenas to Jefferson on the floor with 4 fouls. Has been a problem all day. Could not get the jumper to go down. Backside rebound. Arenas count it. A 3-point opportunity.
Michael Wright kept it alive, knocked it over to Gilbert Arenas for the easy bucket and lay-in. Huge bucket for Arizona. They have to score on every trip down the court as Kelly smacks Arenas across the arm. Arenas gets the bucket, and now at the line.
4 fouls on Kelly, the defensive stopper for Wisconsin. There's a look at Lauren Woods, a junior out of St. Louis, transferred from Wake Forest, out of this tournament with a back injury. They're going to stop before the foul shot was attempted. You know, Lauren Woods, a lot of people ask, how do you replace 15.6 points and nearly 8 rebounds a game? 7 scholarship players Lou Wilson has remaining. It's been a difficult year. Arizona, the 1 seed in the West. Stanford came out of the Pac-10 as well. They went to the 1 seed in the South, but many felt like Cincinnati, despite the injury to Kenyon Martin, should have had the 1 seed. They end up #2. 2 ties and 1 lead change here in Salt Lake between these two. Arenas with a chance for a 3-point play, and he connects. 18 points for the freshman out of North Hollywood.
Wisconsin has hounded Arizona in the 36% shooting today, 14% from 3-point range, and controlled the basketball all day long.
Kowski denied. Walton.
Here come the Wildcats making their push.
Anderson for 3, way out. Off the rim. And the rebound goes to Trevon Davis. Kelly will walk it up.
Still a 9-point edge for Wisconsin. Arizona has had to work and work Wisconsin at their deliberate pace. Arizona has tried to pick up their defense, force some turnovers, and work their way back into this ball game.
Kelly hits the deck, and he's slow getting up.
He's been banged up.
He was limping before this play where he gets knocked to the court. Mike Kelly having a little bit of trouble.
Anderson picks up his third.
Trap along the sideline. Kelly's trying to bust his way out of there. Rick Anderson banged him with a knee to the thigh.
Anderson with 3 fouls, Wessel with 3, Jefferson with 4 for Arizona. Kelly's on the floor with 4 for Wisconsin.
Mike Kelly with the line for Wisconsin, shooting 1-1.
His first free throw opportunity. 76% from the line. Deep knee bend. Misses. But the rebound, Dukowski.
Wisconsin working on the clock right now. They normally go deep into the shot clock, but really forcing Arizona to play defense here and trying to take time off the clock.
Well, despite the offensive woes, Arizona continues to play D. Jefferson able to gather it in at half court. Oh, to Arenas. Could not control. Out of bounds. And a timeout. Lute Olson will get a chance to talk it over. 3:22 left.
Looks like it might rain.
Yeah.
Jerry, there's too much clutter. No one changed.
Change. Everybody parks, everybody wins.
Dear Christy, I've changed.
One stamp, please.
One stamp.
You can do more with the American Express card.
Oh, a rainbow.
The fountain, it worked! Christy!
More change, Jerry?
Yeah, pretty much.
Years from now, you'll still remember the exact day you quit smoking. Quitting is that important, so treat it that way. Choose Nicoderm CQ. Why CQ? Most other patches don't have the gradual steps. Gradual is the method doctors prefer. And they don't have CQ's patented system that delivers a 24-hour stream of medicine. There's only one Nicoderm CQ. The power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
Nothing like food and water stolen from a precious little azalea.
Thanks for the meal, Red.
Ain't nobody gonna spray us now with all these delicate flowers around.
Right, Red?
Say, what's that?
Roundup. No root, no weed, no problem.
When you pick up Wendy's all-white meat nuggets...
You want to drive, hon?
You can't wait to eat them.
Son? No thanks, Dad.
Wendy's 99-cent chicken nuggets. A small price to pay for great chicken.
Quit hogging the barbecue.
That's your third.
If I have to stop this car, someone's going to be sorry.
An unbelievable custody battle.
No judge is going to pack a 6-year-old off to the Himalayas. Ryan is the reincarnation of the High Lama.
All new Family Law, CBS Monday.
Arizona, the #1 seed in the West, trailing Wisconsin, the 8th seed by 9. Second half field goals will tell you a story. Wildcats 6 of 21, and overall 3-point field goals, Barry. Wildcats 2 of 15.
Dominating defensive performance by the Wisconsin Badgers.
Well, March Madness continues here on CBS. Gonzaga looks to upset St. John's, and Maryland meets UCLA. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
And we're seeing some of the lower-seeded clubs in this NCAA tournament start to break through. I think there's more of that to come.
Boy, Arizona trying to get the ball back with tenacious, clawing defense. Linton with 19 on the shot clock. No call, nearly over the back by Walton.
Ace-seeded with Wisconsin Badgers trying to knock off a top seed.
Foul before the shot. And they have been successful all day, Barry, as they work it up top, and then they find the open man slashing baseline.
This has been Wisconsin's offense all day long. The backdoor cuts. Mark Vershaw, a great passer from that pivot position, has also put 15 points on the board for his ball club. And Wisconsin has forced Arizona to play a ton of defense. Wisconsin's style of play, slow tempo, making Arizona play a lot of defense, and nothing wears out a basketball player more than playing defense for long stretches at a time.
Maurice Linton has played some important minutes for Dick Bennett. Six points. He's perfect from the free throw line. The lead back to 10.
Arizona with only 7 scholarship players, a 7-player rotation. Foul trouble for Richard Jefferson today has forced everyone else to play even more minutes today. Arizona having a tough time and in some trouble.
Litton's first miss. Jefferson. Well, they're clogged up in the corner as Walton took it away from Arenas.
Wisconsin forcing Arizona to use a lot of time before they attempt the shot.
Boy, tough pass to handle. Saved around the baseline. Tipped around, and Kelly has it.
Another steal for Mike Kelly, number 6, matching his astounding performance on Thursday against Fresno State with 6 steals.
And a foul on Arenas. Kelly's been beat up, ankle, took a knee in the thigh, but continues to play. A total of 12 steals in these 2 games here in Salt Lake. On the other side, you can see Arizona.
More than a little concerned.
Oh, yeah. 2:22 left. Their hopes of a Sweet 16 trip very much in jeopardy, down by 10. Linton was 7.
Wisconsin, a very difficult team to play against. Their style of play gets you out of rhythm because you're playing defense all the time. And Wisconsin dominating today. Arizona, a controversial top seed. The Pac-10 picking up 2 top seeds, and looks like Arizona may go down this afternoon.
Down 12. You know, there was so much talk, just the depth. How could they handle the constant pressure of Wisconsin? Gardner hits for his 8th point.
Wisconsin working on the clock. Another turnover.
Well, Bryant tried to chase it down, but Gardner hustles back, feeds to the corner to his running mate Arenas across the court. Jefferson, bang!
Here come the Wildcats, down to 6.
Back-to-back threes, and all of a sudden, it's a 6-point game with 1:49 remaining. Jefferson from the corner.
Hey, buddy, you looking for a job? Brother, you came to the right place. I got hot jobs, cool jobs, jobs that are absolute monsters. Just go and take your pick. You got me? Come on, right this way.
Tired of internet job sites that lead you nowhere? Log on to kforce.com with over 2,000 recruiting specialists whose only job is to get you the job. kforce.com. Opportunity has a new address.
1:49 left here in the West Region in Salt Lake City, second round. Arizona just moments ago basically floating face down. Very bigger, but yet back-to-back threes, and they're down 6.
Glug, glug, glug. Arizona sinking, but fighting their way back. And look at the front line. Anemic today. Only 8 points from that front line. Their leading scorer, Michael Wright, held to just 1 field goal this afternoon.
Wisconsin across midcourt. Bryant. Gardner chasing from behind. Up top to Vershaw. Up under 2 minutes left. Kelly. Very tough on the defensive end has been Kelly. Now Linton on the corner. Breaks the double team. Float jumper up and good.
Big bucket. Arizona has expended so much energy just to stay close. Wisconsin has had control of this game from the outset. Does Arizona have enough for one more push?
Jefferson up around the 3-point line and a reach in on Linton.
So be 2 foul shots for Jefferson.
Second foul on Maurice Linton. Lowest point total this season, 60. That was a loss to LSU. The final there, 86-60. Right now, they're 10 behind that.
Running and gunning Arizona Wildcats, this dynamic freshman duo, Go-Go Gardner and Arenas, locked down this afternoon by the Wisconsin Badgers.
Jefferson was 6. He'll get another. Jefferson, a sophomore out of Phoenix, broke his foot back on January 8th against Stanford, missed 13 games. And there was talk he was just starting to get the feel of his game back. He made both, 7 points now. Back to a 6-point lead for Wisconsin. Vershaw able to break it, back it up, flips to Bryant. He wants to run some clock. Kelly.
Arizona has to foul. Can't allow Wisconsin to run all this time off the clock, down by 6.
Under a minute. Linton. Walton comes in. 13 on the shot. Yeah, that's not going to get it done.
Can't foul now, though. The shot clock's going to force Wisconsin to give it up.
Linton in between 2 defenders gets a shot up and good.
That may seal Arizona's fate.
The lead up to 8. Walton across midcourt. The #1 seed in the West. Down by 8.
Got to have 3-point baskets now.
Anderson drives, little scoop shot, falls in. Anderson with a dozen.
Arizona Wildcats, top seed in the West, rolling in here with 7 scholarship players. The depth, a huge factor today.
Well, the Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are for Wisconsin, Mike Kelly. Let's give it to him on the defensive end. Only 4 points. He had 4 assists, but yet 6 steals. For Arizona, Gilbert Arenas, 18 points, 6 of 15 from the floor. Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need.
A salute to the Wisconsin defense with that most valuable player award. Mike Kelly coming up with 6 steals this afternoon.
And his 5th point. He'll have another. Lauren Woods. What must be going through his mind, a junior?
What might have been his presence on the court would certainly have slowed down Mark Vershaw. He had several drives down the lane, easy lay-ins against the soft in the middle Arizona defense.
Kelly makes both. 62-54. We'll come back for the final seconds here at Salt Lake.
You want to be out in this?
Somebody is.
What happened? I need your help. I'm off the road.
Chevy Silverado, with the most powerful V8 of any competitive 4x4 pickup. The 300 horsepower Silverado. The truck from Chevy.
I gotta get me one of those.
28.3 seconds remain. Wisconsin, if they don't have their flights booked to Albuquerque, I'm sure their sports information director must be online as we speak, trying to book a few flights. Arizona, the 8th seed out of the West. Moments away from upsetting the 1 seed Arizona. They won the preseason NIT, the Arizona Wildcats. Pac-10 co-champs with Stanford. They got the automatic berth because they beat Stanford twice, don't forget. Gardner across midcourt. 26 seconds left. He'll have to put the 3 ball up and a foul. He'll shoot 3.
Oh, almost a 4-point play.
Bryant picks up his 5th. He's gone. Bryant fouls out with 12 points. And Gardner will toe the line with 8.
And 3 foul shots here. Trying to pull Arizona to within 5.
Number 32 on court report.
Still some time left as it's a desperate situation for the Arizona Wildcats.
Here we go. 3 shots.
Gardner, a freshman out of Indianapolis.
Shooting for Arizona.
The All Pac-10 National Freshman of the Year.
such a difficult situation for these freshman guards of Arizona. Gardner and Arenas forced to play heavy minutes due to the short Arizona bench, and also forced to play against a very difficult style of play that Wisconsin gets you into.
2 of 2, one more. Arizona, Lute Olson started recruiting this young man when he was a sophomore in high school. Missed it. They were hoping to rebound the miss. But Wisconsin covers up. That's Maurice Linton, and he'll go back the other way for 3 throws.
Starting to sink in a little bit for Arizona. Very difficult situation. The Badgers excited.
Coming up next, second round action. Some of you will see Gonzaga against St. John's, others UCLA and Maryland. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Linton continues to roll from the free throw line, now 13 points. He has tripled his season average of 4.2. They'll have another.
Wisconsin trying to knock off the top seed, Arizona. Arizona has to have 3-pointers right now.
Oh, 3-pointer.
Floater from Arenas. Tough shot.
It was tough. Arenas with 21 and a timeout. Arizona down by 5 here in Salt Lake.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
Yeah, she sure is. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Be my guest.
You got anything in a 2-door?
Can't do it in life? Do it on the web with the power of the Pentium 3 processor. And find out how to get even more from the Pentium 3 processor at Intel.com.
Well, Wisconsin just 18 seconds and change away from Albuquerque and the round of 16. Arizona, the #1 seed in the West, against the #8 seed Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin with the 2 timeouts. I doubt they'll need them. Arizona has burned their timeout pool.
Arizona has to get a turnover at some point here, preferably, to work their way back into this game.
They get it into Kelly. Arenas holds him up, and so Kelly will shoot free throws.
Wisconsin 15 of 18 on foul shots, 83% in this ball game. Mike Kelly, a 77% foul shooter, stepping to the line, trying to give his club a 7-point lead.
There's a look at Mike Kelly. 6 points, 6 steals today. He's hit 2 of 3 from the free throw line.
Two-possession game now. Arizona needing 2 3-point baskets to tie if Kelly misses this foul shot, and Wisconsin doesn't score from this point forward.
Hit a both.
Now Arizona.
Pressure shots. The lead is 7. Gardner up to Arenas. Another floater tipped and hit from behind. Rebound Wisconsin. They're able to clear it away, and Albuquerque, here we come.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin on their way to Albuquerque, the Sweet 16. They knock off the #1 seed Arizona Wildcats 66-59. We take it to New York, and here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, Craig, thank you. We have still more action for you to come. Now, Wisconsin, a 66-59 winner over Arizona. Those of you looking to Gonzaga and St. John's, they're just underway in Tucson. Gus Johnson and Dan Bonner will be there. Others will be going to Minneapolis for the Midwest region action between UCLA and Maryland. They're about ready to get started. We'll send you to your games right after this message and a word from your local station.